Right, welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you the two podcasts which now make me $50,000 a month at 23. Now, that's a very, very interesting term, but nonetheless, it does make sense, and I'm going to prove it to you. Okay? Now, if you're new to me, I'm a copywriter. I write Google Docs for a living. I make loads of money. But the way I did it, and primarily the main reason I was able to do it, and probably the factors that I adhere most of my success to, are these two podcasts, which I'm about to reveal to you. Okay? Now, the way I learned was basically for free. And the reason I learned how to be a copywriter for free was because I had no money to pay for anyone to teach me. And at the time, anything you wanted to learn for free was absolute dog wank. There was nothing online, really, to get good at it. And I sure as shit wasn't around. Like, I wasn't online. You're lucky, motherfuckers. You got me. I can teach you for free. But back then, a year ago, 14 months ago, there wasn't much online. Like, there was a bit. There's some chick that does it, but like she's kind of washed. Like, there wasn't much going around. And so I had to figure out how I could learn this skill for free. Now, traditional YouTube wasn't really a way, because like I said, there wasn't much. You could learn from books, but I fucking hate reading. I have dyslexia. Who the fuck wants to read? I sure as shit didn't. And so my only other option was podcasts. Now, podcasts have a few benefits. One, they're free. Two, you can listen to them on the go, basically doing day-to-day shit, which I did. And three, while you listen to them, you can write shit down. So you can learn as you learn. And you can use that information later on, which I'm going to teach you in a second. But there were two in particular that I used to basically learn everything I know today. Now, obviously, there's stuff I've learned on my own, but these two fucking podcasts I'm going to show you now literally changed my life, okay? And they're completely free. And after this, you can go and listen to them forever. And I highly advise that you listen to 100 hours of each one, okay? Because that's what I fucking did, okay? I lived, breathed, shit, pissed, fucked, walked, and worked out to these podcasts, okay? I did everything. Whenever I had free time, earphones were in, podcast was being listened to, okay? So, editor. The two podcasts that made me $50,000 a month at 23. Right. Podcast number one, and there's two. Okay, let me go through number one. The first podcast is called the Hot Copy Podcast. Now, you can find this on Spotify. I don't know if you can find it on Apple Music. If you're fucking weird, you use Apple Music. Who the fuck uses Apple Music? Just get Spotify. You can find it on Spotify. Now, you just type in Hot Copy Podcast, it'll come up. It's run by two chicks. I can't remember their name. Belinda Weaver and some other chick. Anyway, it's been a while since I've listened to them. But these two chicks are extremely good copywriters, and they made a podcast talking about basically everything, right? And I know some of you misogynists are thinking, oh, women, they can't teach me shit. I'm telling you, bro, these chicks know their shit. So Belinda, what's the other one's name? While I speak, I'm going to find it out. These two chicks taught me a fuckload about copy, okay? Now, I believe they stopped making it after like 2021, so a lot of it's a bit outdated, but the basic principles on how to learn copy and the basic principles on how to get good at copy are all in this, okay? And this is free on Spotify, okay? Hot Copy Podcast Chicks. What's their fucking name? Kate Toon. Kate, Belinda, thank you. So yeah, these two chicks, they basically yap on about copy and how to get good at it, and the principles that needed, and client acquisition, and how to deal with clients, and how to get new clients, and how to write better copy, and formats, and everything you can fucking think of is in this podcast, okay? And they're really good at it, and it's very formulated, and you can go through it one at a time, and just fucking listen to it whenever you want to, and it's free, and you can download each episode like I did, and just fucking all day, every day listen to it, okay? There are loads. I'm not saying this is the best one. I'm just telling you from my personal experience. I listened to this one, and the way they teach things, and the way they formulate their ideas, and the way they lay shit out is the best way, in my opinion, okay? They teach things very, very straight to the point. They're a bit humorous. Like, it's a good time. Like, it's not just a boring listen. Like, they do actually, like, crack a couple of jokes, and so it is good. But yeah, on the whole, podcast is sick. So yeah, write that down. Listen to it after this. Hot Copy Podcast. I have absolutely zero affiliation to them, okay? I'm not getting any sponsorship deals. I don't think they even run the podcast anymore, but it's still on Spotify, okay? So you can learn for free from them, and that's what I did, okay? So check it out. The second one. Now, this one's probably a bit more in depth and a bit more technical, but ultimately, I tell people this podcast, and they say, fucking hell, this shit's amazing. And I'm like, oh, yeah, duh, obviously, because I fucking listen to it, and that's why I'm amazing. and it's called the David Garfinkel podcast. Now, David is a veteran in the space. He's not quite, like Ronaldo, Messi level in copy, but he's certainly fucking, like Eden Hazard. Like, he's fucking good, right? And so David came along, and he's not even the one that runs the podcast. There's another guy, I can't remember his name, but he runs the podcast and basically asks David loads of questions. So, hey, David, what do we do about this? Hey, David, how do we do that? And because David's been in the industry for like 30 years, he knows fucking everything. Now, this one's more about how to actually get good at writing more than it is about outreach and dealing with clients. When it comes to actually learning to write copy, this one is fucking killer. Okay, David knows his shit. And there are, again, at least 150 episodes, each one. And he brings on guests from other copywriters that also like know their shit. And yeah, this one's killer. And, I listen to this fucking relentlessly, like day in, day out. So he'll teach you from a complete beginner. I believe it starts pretty simple. So like episode 1 is just like introducing you, and then episode 2 is teaching you something, and then episode 3 is teaching you something else. So it's very formulated. And so you can go through it one at a time. And that's what I did. Okay, like I said, I couldn't afford a mentor. I couldn't afford to fucking get on a call with someone and fucking speak about it. There was no free shit on YouTube that was any good, okay? These podcasts were the shit back then. Okay, especially this one. When it comes to getting good at writing copy, this is the shit. Okay, now obviously practice like I tell you to practice, that's important. But if you want to learn how to actually write like crazy, learn from this, okay? Obviously, I'm going to teach you stuff that I've learned, but if you're not watching me, you don't have to watch me all the time. It's fine. You can listen to this, okay? It's fucking killer. David knows his shit, right? So it's the Hot Copy podcast and the David Garfinkel podcast. Those are the two. There are others. You can listen to them, but I'm telling you from my experience, I listen to these two and these two alone. Okay, I've tried them all. I didn't like the others. These two were not only informative, but quite easy to listen to. Okay, the others are quite boring. Okay, copywriting isn't that, ostentatious. It's quite fucking boring and inertia. So these two will make it like easy to listen to, and they're informative. Okay. Now, you aren't just gonna listen to them. Okay, I'm gonna tell you how I got really good and the way I used these to like actually propel my career. So, picture it. I'm in Spain at the time. Spain. I was practicing to become a golfer. Blah 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 blah. At the time, I stopped practicing because I realized I wasn't gonna be any good. So what I'd do is I'd wake up, have some breakfast, some fucking bread or something, and immediately put my earphones in. Bang, AirPods, fully charged, okay? Make sure you charge your AirPods the night before so you can just listen to it all day. Charge your AirPods up, bang, immediately put them in. Click a fucking episode, and I would listen to shit, okay? As I'm eating, as I'm fucking scrolling Twitter, as I'm doing anything, I'm listening to this podcast. And anytime they'd say something which was quite eureka moment or a light bulb moment, I'd open my notes app in my phone. I have a note, literally, I can't remember where it is, but it is fucking long. And it basically was a note that has everything I fucking know that I've learned in this podcast. So whenever they'd say something good, I'd write it down in my notes app. Bullet point, bang, try this, write this, do that. Okay? So they'd say something like, formulate your sentences this way, or this is how you build stories, or here are the main 4 emotions. I go, okay, brilliant, sweet, nice. Okay, bang, pause, write that down, bang, get back to it, press fucking play, go, okay? And I did that through my entire day. And then I go to the gym, and because I couldn't afford a taxi to the gym, I'd walk. It's an hour's walk to the gym. Walk for an hour, listen to the podcast, writing shit down. Go to the gym, listen to the fucking podcast, in between sets, write shit down. Finish gym, walk an hour back, listen to shit, write shit down. Come home, practice copy all day. And you know what I did, which you should fucking do if you've watched my practice video like a not a dickhead? I would implement what I just learned into my latest emails. So I'd listen all day, and then when I got home, I'd see my notes and I'd say, right, he said that, and that. Okay, that's interesting. Right, in my next email, which I'm gonna write as practice, I'm gonna try and implement that. And that's what I did. I did that non-stop for about 2 months. I listened to podcasts, I wrote shit down, okay, I took notes, and then the same day I implemented what they just taught me, okay? I'm telling you, if you learn like this, you're gonna get so fucking good so fucking quickly, all right? Because each day, if you keep listening to the podcast, you're gonna learn something new. And that adheres to principle 1 of deliberate practice, which is try and do something you can't already do until you can do it. And yeah, some of the shit was hard. Good, okay? Sometimes I couldn't do something first try. I had to go over it again and listen to the podcast again and try and figure it out again. But ultimately, You listen to what they say. You take notes so you don't forget it. Because I know what you think. You're going to think, oh, yeah, I'll remember that and try it later. No, you won't. Take notes. Fucking write shit down they say. And then try that shit later on in your copy. All right? And then I do that again and again and again and again. And in fact, I got to such a ridiculous level of autism that I would just listen to that shit when I fell asleep. Like, I would be on episode fucking 41 or something, and it'd be, I don't know, 30 minutes long, and I'd just fall asleep to it, and then I'd wake up on fucking episode 83 or some complete crap, right? So, and I'd have to go back and think, fuck, I've missed 20 episodes, but I'd fall asleep to it. Like, you have to be completely obsessed. It's like if you're learning a language, which you are, you have to become immersed. Okay, and I immersed myself in copy, like head to toe, all day. I didn't listen to music, I listened to podcasts. You could be that dickhead that approaches people on the street and say, hi, what song are you listening to? And I could be like, the David Garfinkel podcast. Like, that's all I listen to, okay? So, that's it. The Hot Copy podcast, really good, with Kate Toon and Belinda Weaver. And the David Garfinkel podcast, okay? They're killer. Listen to them religiously. It's going to help. Most of you won't. That's fine. Be a dickhead. Some of you will. And if you do, you're going to learn a lot quicker. And take notes and implement shit each day. Crazy, okay? I've never read a book on this shit. Yeah, I had one mentor, okay, but I only met him through networking after I was already making 15 grand. So all I did up until 15 grand was learn for free. And all I learned for free was on podcasts. And the podcasts I listened to were these two, okay? So you can listen to them for free now. Once you finish this video, go listen to them, okay? You don't need to watch all my content, as much as I'd love it. Go do this, okay? It'll be good for you. And after you've done that, yeah, you'll be a lot better. So yeah, get after it.